Hello and welcome to Japanatron. My name's Dave Pavlina, and Japanatron is a podcast about life in Japan and Japanese culture. Let's get started. Today's topic, I want to talk about restaurants. Now, every country's got restaurants, so really what's so special about Japan's? Well, their food is awesome, as most people know. But I'm just going to kind of point out some things that I've noticed are different, are really cool about Japanese restaurants in general, and just kind of discuss from there. One quick note I wanna bring up before I begin is I'm probably gonna cuss a lot. Okay, I was thinking about this. It's just who I am. It's just who I am, and it feels good. So. I put the explicit tag on these, so, if you have a problem, stop listening, it's fine, but, that's just who I am. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, restaurants, let's go. I want to talk about fast food. First of all, the Western fast food. We got the Burger King, we got the Wendy's, we got the Krispy Kreme, we got the McDonald's, all that shit is here. And I consider it actually kind of a Western disease, like... shit, don't come here and peddle your fatty sugary shit that's just gonna make us all fat. And I love it when one closes down or something, and it's gotta go, because I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Japan, you did it right, you did right. Because they're just gonna poison us with their sugary fatty shit. So, I'm not really a big fan of the Western stuff because, I didn't move to Japan to have McDonald's. I don't want to see that shit here, But I understand, okay, it's popular in every other country. Sugary, fatty shit, tastes so good. It's an addicting, junk food that, it's going to be successful in any country, even Japan. So I understand why it's here, and I just have to deal with it. This stuff comes and goes, okay? The big guys like McDonald's are here, but there's a funny story about A&W, I guess. I don't know if that one's still around. But Japanese people considered root beer to taste like a bandage, like a Band-Aid. So it just never succeeded in Japan, and they had to close them all up. So I think that's kind of cool. And they do this thing that's kind of funny, and this is not just the Western fast food restaurants. A bunch of, ones do it, but... In particular, like some kind of bullshit from New York, like, I don't know, Cinnabon, or one of those niche ones, like ice cream with cookies in it, from New York, look at, it's so fucking popular in America, now you gotta have it. They'll do this thing called Sakura, and this translates to Confederates. And I'm sure other countries do this, but it's a PR thing. They'll open a Krispy Kreme, for example, and there'll be a line running all the way down the street, like a 3-hour line for a fucking donut, okay? And Sakura Confederates, they're paid to be there. And I swear they're doing that, okay? Because no person in their right mind is gonna wait 3 hours for a fucking donut. It's a fucking donut! It's sugar, and it's fat, and whatever. It's not like the donut has, is going to make you hallucinate. There's not like weed in there or mushrooms baked in there, okay? It's a donut. Like, if there's a long line for like, a gangbang to like bang a popular porno star, I could totally understand that. That would be a justified line. But like a 3-hour line to buy a donut, or people camping out. Come on, man, that's gotta be paid. I mean, I gotta give Japan, and I gotta give people in general more credit than that. But hey, I don't know. I would never wait in a 3-hour line for a donut. I would never wait in line for a donut, period. But hey, I don't know. People are different, right? So I swear that this Sakura thing is going on, though. Okay? To this PR thing. The other point I want to bring up about Western food is I see more fat high school kids around these days, and I think that's kind of fucked up. Like girls wear these short skirts, and they got these fat and chubby, both, like pasty legs, and it's just really, you shouldn't be wearing that short skirt. if you're gonna chow down on the McDonald's and the Krispy Kreme like that. So, man, I hope they open their eyes. And I'll give you an example of opening their eyes, which is pretty awesome, is McDonald's. Final point about Western fast food. It's, of course, here, but actually they have been having problems. I've seen a number of them close, mostly in business, kind of business-heavy areas. And a friend of mine told me, and of course, I've done no research on this at all, so this is just someone's told me this. It's how scientific this research is. But this guy told me people will buy like the 100 yen premium coffee and then just sit there for hours. They won't buy the fries or the food, the stuff that really generates the big profits. They'll just buy like this 100 yen coffee and then take up space in their store. So he said that's the reason a number of them have closed. And it kind of makes sense because the ones I've seen close have been in like I said, the business economic districts. The residential districts probably have more of people, the dad goes and buys like a big meal and then just hauls it home. So those McDonald's are probably safe from that 100 yen coffee effect. Starbucks, of course, is here and doesn't suffer, I think, from that since they charge you like 800 yen for a coffee. That's their business model, just like ridiculously overpriced drinks. So they don't really care if you sit there for hours because you just spent like $10 on like something that cost them like a dime or a nickel. So, yeah, that's their business model, so they're safe. Okay, so that's Western fast food. Let's talk about Japanese fast food. Probably the biggest and most well-known is Moss Burger. And I kind of have a problem with Moss Burger, and let me explain. It is awesome. It tastes wonderful. My problem with Moss Burger, though, is I need like 4 or 5 of them. And I'll be out like 2,000, 3,000 yen by the time my stomach is full at Moss Burger. So that's my problem. It just doesn't fill me up. Yeah, I know, you're thinking I'm a pig American, but Moss Burger is really the Japanese sentiment about quality over quantity. Okay, it's a typical Japanese, type of thing in their culture. And that's great, but for fast food, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? I want a big, cheap piece of shit to stuff in my mouth and fill me up. Okay, and you don't get that at Moss Burger. You get something small and very delicious and expensive. So my saying about Moss Burger is you leave there with an empty stomach and an empty wallet. So that's Moss Burger. That's all I'll say about that. The other place I want to bring up, and there are some other Japanese fast food places, but I really got to bring this one up in particular, is First Kitchen. And for the longest time, I don't know if it's First Kitchen or Fast Kitchen. I don't know, because it's written in katakana, and I don't know what they're trying to say. I think it's First Kitchen when I see it written in Romanji. This place is fucking heaven. It is heaven on a plate. They will serve you a heart attack. They will serve you a heart attack. They serve it with a side of defibrillator so that you can jumpstart your heart back to life after you finish this meal. It is heaven nonetheless. While I'm eating their meals, I see like the white light, the tunnel, to the afterlife. And there are like angels floating around my head, coaxing me into the afterlife. And I can feel my heart just like slowly puttering out as I'm biting into this stuff. And let me explain. My favorite one in particular is this double bacon egg cheeseburger. Okay, so we got 2 patties, 2 all beef patties, double cheese, bacon, and an egg, and then like other little condiments. Okay. I don't know how much closer to heaven you can get than that. It is amazing. Not only this, but they serve their fries. Now, they always say McDonald's fries are the best, and you got no argument from me on that, but they make a damn good attempt, a really valiant attempt at kicking some French fry ass at First Kitchen. They give you these flavored shaka shaka fries. They put them in this paper bag, and you got these various flavorings you can choose from, like barbecue or consomme, which is, I guess, the French onion soup. and all these heavenly things, and like fresh tomato, and these like really random flavorings, the kind of stuff you would find maybe in Pringles potato chips, pizza maybe even. These are heaven as well. And not only that, they take it to the next level just to be sure, 150% that you will die after eating this. Then they got these sauces that you can just help yourself to. And I'm not talking just like mayonnaise and ketchup. They got like this garlic mayonnaise and this fish egg mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is great, right? Man, that just ensures the heart attack. And the fish egg mayonnaise sounds nasty. It's the mentaiko mayo. It is heaven. You got to try it. Get over your fear of fish eggs. And they know what they're doing with this. And what you do is they give you these little cups, and you just squeeze that fatty sauce in there. Feel free to just mix the two together. And you dip your like overly salted fries in that, and it's just heaven. In some cases, I just stick my finger in the sauce and just finish it all up because it's amazing. And I finished this thing in like a whole 30 seconds, and I feel so bad, so guilty what I've just put in my body. But oh my God, it's heaven! It's amazing. The last thing I want to say about First Kitchen that's really kind of funny to me is there are healthy options there. They have like pasta and like I think some salads, I think. But why? I mean, really, what's the point? You don't go to McDonald's for their salads, the mixed salad, and you don't go to First Kitchen for their like healthy pasta thing. I don't know. I guess they're trying to sell and appeal to the female crowd or whatever. Like, oh, I like First Kitchen, but I don't want to have the double bacon egg cheeseburger right in front of my boyfriend. He can see me inflate like a balloon, as I eat it. So, First Kitchen, God bless you. I do love you. I'm not getting paid for this. So, hey, First Kitchen, if you want to hook up some kind of PR deal, I am totally all ears for that. Because I will gladly promote you, which I think I just did. Okay, the last little thing I want to bring up, we talked about fast food, Western fast food. We talked about Japanese fast food a little bit. The last one I want to get into is family restaurants. Okay, now this is the shit. I love these. They are cheap. So obviously they're really popular with like college students and, people on low incomes and people like me, cheap assholes like me. Okay, because I don't want to spend that much on food. And one in particular I'll bring up is Salsaria. I just bring that one up because it's probably the one that's closest to my house. But there's other ones like Denny's and Gusto or whatever. They all follow pretty much the same business model. Same paradigm here. Yeah, work the word paradigm in. Yeah, paradigm? Oh, paradigm. That's the way you pronounce that. Shit, my English teaching days are over, huh? Okay. Salsaria and other family restaurants. Here we go. They got this thing, and a lot of restaurants do this, a little point about this. They got a button on the table, usually. And you just press the button, and the dude or dudette comes to serve you. And I love this, because there's no, like, hollering, like, hey, excuse me. Because in Japan, they don't really do the thing that we do in the West, I'd say in America. I don't know if you guys do this in Europe or whatever, or Australia, but the waitress or waiter will come, the server, for the politically correct term, will come and be like, hey, I'm Cindy, I'm going to be your server. Can I get you started off with some, jalapeno poppers or, some drinks? And they'll come back, and you're chowing down on your meal, and they're like, hey, it's Cindy again, just checking in on you, how you guys doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. It's cool and all, they're checking up on you, and that's important. Maybe you need some more water or something. But these Japanese family restaurants solve that problem with technology. They just put this button on the table, and you ding it, and then the person's gonna come. So you don't have to deal with hollering, and you don't have to deal with, right as you take a massive bite of your double bacon egg cheeseburger, you don't have someone like in your face asking you if you want something. So I love the button on the table thing. Let's talk a little bit more about Salseria in particular. And again, this is something that's probably across most, if not all, the family restaurants in Japan. They got all you can drink. They call it a drink bar. All you can drink, free refills, served yourself. Now, I'd say a lot of restaurants in the U.S. have this, but in Japan, it's kind of rare to find free refills, which kind of sucks sometimes. But the family restaurants almost all do, which is awesome. The one thing I hate that they do, which is kind of bullshit, is they give you a small cup. The cups are usually small, and they'll put the drink bar like outside, like around the corner, so you gotta like walk like a kilometer to get there. They do that shit on purpose, of course. So fuck you for that, but fine. It's free refills. You just gotta put in the effort. The best thing about this though is the cost performance, bitches. It is amazing. Okay. Salseria in particular has this deal going on, and I've partaken in this many a time. It's something like a 250 milliliter carafe, I guess they call it that, like a pitcher of wine, which is about 2 glasses for under 190. It's like 190 yen, so it's like under $2. And I think the 500 milliliter one, like the half a liter of wine, is I think it's like 300 yen maybe. It's just really cheap. That's like 4 glasses of wine. But the thing that tops it all, I think it's like 900 or 1,000 yen for 1.5 liters of cheap wine. Okay, and they just give you this giant ass bottle of their shitty house wine. Okay, which is potent. It's cheap wine. It tastes like something like that they served to Jesus when he was on the cross. That's how cheap it is. But it gets you drunk, okay? And the cool thing about it is they give you this giant-ass bottle that you just share, with the table. And you just keep ordering more of them. They're only like $10 for this thing. And you get God knows how many glasses out of this thing. And the cool thing is they say you can take it home with you if you want. So you can be walking down the street after you finish your meal at the family restaurant. You're already trashed on their cheap wine, and you could be swigging out the wine with your buddies like a group of pirates. So that's the awesome thing. So, I mean, you leave there, the wine is definitely cheap wine. Don't expect much for that price at a restaurant, but you stumble out of there thinking like, holy shit, we all just had dinner and got super drunk at this diner of all places, this brightly lit diner. Not romantic or, there's like zero, like ambiance in this place. Don't expect that, okay? It's a diner. It's a Denny's. You just got drunk at a Denny's and you had a meal for like $500 to $800 yen a person. Okay, like $5 to $8 a person, okay? And that to me is what's awesome about the Japanese family restaurants is that, you're a student, you're on a budget, you're a cheap asshole like me. Yeah, I mean, you just fed your whole family, and mom and dad got trashed out of their mind for like $12. So yeah, God bless you, Japan, and your restaurants with your cool little things you do. I love you guys. Very good. All right, that's it for this episode. If you want to follow me or rate me or whatever, all that bullshit, feel free to do so. I'm at Japanatron.com. That'll take you to my main site, mondaiji.com. And I got all the little button links, the Twitter and the Facebook and the iTunes and all that shit. Please rate and review. Oh, YouTube I'm on as well. Rate and review, it keeps me motivated to keep doing this stuff. So yeah, take care. And you have a very good, nice day. All right, toodles.
Welcome to Japanatron.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.